my name is Noor. I'm the creator of furniture_makeover. It's a channel that I have on Instagram where I post all my befores and afters for the furniture I flip, for the house makeovers that I do, and it is my everyday life. I decided to create a YouTube channel recently because I wanted to show a more in-depth before and after where you don't only see things on story and a 20-second reel. I wanted to show you everything. So this is my second video and I will be showing you how I made over a set of a dresser and 2 nightstands, and stay tuned to see the before and after. Usually when I start a project, I need to find the pieces to start working with. So I either would have a project in mind that I want to try, like I want to start staining or whitewashing or whichever project that I'm thinking of, or I would be just looking. So I would grab Offerup or Facebook Market and would either filter it to just dresser, $20, $30, whatever that I'm looking for, and I will just scroll down, make offers, ask if it's available, because it's crazy how many pieces there are that it's sold and it's just sitting there. And so I would pick a piece, and in this scenario I found this gorgeous dresser. It is huge, it is really outdated, very scratched, but it was like $15, so I could not say no. I went ahead to pick it up, and after I picked it up, as I was leaving, I found in an alley 2 nightstands that they just looked perfect for this dresser. So I went ahead and loaded them up too and went to the garage to start working.
This is the dresser that I found on Offerup. It was about $15, and this is the nightstand that I found on the street. As you see, the dresser has large drawers. What you see on the right that its doors is actually just a large drawer. It was extremely scratched. The top is super scratched, has paint on it, so I had to go scuff sanding everything. As always, I started by taking off all the hardware. I sanded everything top to bottom, from drawers to the top of the dresser. And for the knobs, I loved how they looked like, but I did not like the color, as you see, so I went ahead and cleaned them and spray painted them. Scuff sanding is taking off a thin layer of the top of the dresser, just so we can have a rough enough surface for the paint to stick on the dresser. After scuff sanding all the surfaces, I start wiping down the drawers and the dresser, as well as the floors, and vacuuming everything in preparation to paint. When I paint, I start with primer so that I can have a really good connection between the paint and the dresser to prevent it from chipping. I later started working on those 2 dressers. As you see, the top was horribly scratched and I hated those lines that were in the build, so I went ahead and covered it with wood filler and then sanded again, scuff sanded the entire surfaces in preparation to paint. As for the poles and knobs, I originally wanted them gold, so I went ahead and cleaned them, sanded them lightly, and went ahead and sprayed them all gold. But after I finished the dresser, I realized that rose gold would have been a better option, so I sanded them again and painted them rose gold.
One of the so many lessons that I learned while working on furniture is I learn best by making mistakes. Everything that I do is trial and error. I never knew how to paint. I had to mess up so many pieces in order for me to get to where I am right now. I hated sanding. I didn't like the dust that goes everywhere. It's so bad for you, until I learned that there are special masks for this. It's every day you learn something new. And from this dresser, I learned to never paint the poles or knobs before I actually finish the piece. Because even though I at the end want it to be gold, maybe it's just not gonna look right for it, and I would never know how it would look like until the piece is over. So that was the first time that I learned to do this, and since that day on, I have never finished a dresser. I mean, I have never done the knobs and poles before finishing a dresser. So we learn something new every day, right?
Here I'm applying primer, which is a very important step before painting because it helps the paint stick better onto the furniture. I am applying it with a brush that is obviously leaving so many strokes, but that is not a problem because as soon as I am done and it's dry, I go ahead and sand it lightly with a high grid sanding paper, usually at 220 or higher. That removes all the lines that the brush creates, and I get to put a second coat and a third coat and just continue sanding in between. The finish will end up amazing. Trust me. Here are what the dresser and a nightstand look like with 2 coats of primer. When I was done with primer, I had this great idea, crazy idea of adding rose gold brownish color on the top. And I did it anyways, and I was in love with how it looked like, and that is why I had to repaint the knobs and poles into rose gold so they can match this top. As you can see, the results were amazing. I was in love with these pieces. They are still one of my ultimate favorite pieces. White and rose gold. What a transformation. These pieces were not loved. They were left in the street. I literally grabbed one from the trash, and now they are extremely beautiful. I had so many people asking for these dressers. No one even tried to lowball. They were offering more than asking price. I even sold all of them within the first day and had to ask this buyer to come the next day because I was not ready. From this project, I learned that things sometimes might not end up going as planned, but it does not necessarily mean a bad thing, because look at the results of this piece. I am in love with it, and I will share with you how much I profit out of this. As I mentioned, the dresser was about $15 from Offerup. I used paint that I already had, so I did not necessarily buy anything, but I used about $25 worth of paint and primer. I also used a lot of gas to pick up the piece and deliver the piece, so let's say about $30 of gas because I drove maybe 20 minutes back and forth. So that is 30, that is 25 and 15, so $70 that I spent on this piece. I posted it for $700. I got a lot of offers. I ended up selling it for $780 because they gave me some gas money. That is a lot of profit for just furniture. Usually I sell my dressers within $400 to $500. Those are really great dressers in this area. And so this was a big win for me that I'm motivated to make more that are similar colors, similar qualities. So let me know what you think about this project, and we'll see you soon in the next work. I want to have like at the end bloopers, and it's like all that. You think that's cool? No. Good in the done? Yeah. Good in the done? Yeah.